The following is a Thorf TV production brought to you in cooperation with Jack Thorfinson. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for Sunday evening gun chat. That relaxing time way up north near the Canadian border at Mr. Holster's ranch, where Mr. Holster reflects on his weekend and talks about guns. Let's have a big round of applause for that relaxed YouTube personality, Mr. Holster. Oh, God, Jack, aren't you ever going to change that? Relax. Yeah, everybody knows he's relaxed. He's practically comatose. Matter of fact, if he didn't open his mouth, we'd all have a lot more. Oh, Mr. Holster, hey! Howdy, Parge. Yeah, it's me, Mr. Holster. Tonight, on Sunday evening gun chat, we're going to talk about why I ditched my Glock for a SIG. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. I ditched my Glock for a SIG. But before we get the program started, it's Sunday evening. It's been actually a very enjoyable weekend. It's not very often in February you get temperatures way up near the Canadian border above 50 degrees. And actually the ice is finally almost all gone. You can actually walk across the place without taking your life into your own hands. So, to that, I'll start the show with a little toast to the sunny slopes of long ago. If that doesn't heat you up, cool you down all at the same time. This is what we're talking about tonight, guys. I traded my trusty Glock 21. Well, we'll talk about that later. But this is what I got. I got myself... yeah, a SEG Sauer, and you're wondering why? Well, and it's not because the military, the military adopting the SIG 320 has absolutely no influence on me whatsoever. Whatever they want to do, knock themselves out. They know better than me, never having been in the military, although there was Jack talks about it all the time because Jack was in the military. I don't know if we talked about him when he did his time in the Marines before he was in. We better not talk about that. But before he worked for the government in another capacity, we'll put it that way. This is what I bought, and I bought this because I've had a hankering to change my everyday concealed carry all of a sudden. Don't know why. I'm being drawn back to my youth, I think. I'm having a midlife crisis, and you're saying, Mr. Holster, how could you have a midlife crisis? You're almost dead. And that's right, I'm way past midlife. But you never know. They might come up with some magical medical treatment to keep old people like me alive for even longer. But I've never really listened to my doctor. So let's open the box. Without further ado, and let's see what you get in the box. You get a little thing telling you that they sell ammunition nowadays. There we go. You get a thing from the NRA, which I've been a life member for 30-some years, so we don't worry about that. The SIG manual actually looks like a nice manual. Look at that. It's probably in 12 languages. We'll look at that later. Maybe. You get the plastic bag that it came in. You get, oh, my favorite. You get a lot. Let me just put this in the circular file cabinet. There that goes. Not much. Not a bad case, though. I guess we could show you the case. Oh, look, you do get a little thing of some type of use sparingly on clean parts, it says. Some kind of Milcom, Sig Sauer, whatever, some kind of oil. Just use mineral oil myself. So there you go. It's got a nice cutout case. And inside the case, we had a magazine separate from the gun and one in the gun. And here you go, guys. Look at that. Isn't that nice? I think that's nice. It's kind of a... well, it's a carry version of a 1911. A little bit different than the normal SIG. I'll show you my other SIG, and we'll talk about that in a minute or two. G10 grips, G10 mainspring housing, and it's got that aggressive and the deep crater, and I can't remember what they call that, Piranha, the Piranha grip. There you go. The Piranha, oh, it feels so nice. Let me tell you, as soon as I picked this up, I just went nuts. I had to have it. And it's kind of it's got a two-tone black frame with kind of a gray PVC finish that I'm sure will not stay on the gun very well. But I don't care. Stainless steel slide, stainless steel frame. You're coming in about 40 ounces with this thing. It's got the SIG night sights in 45 auto, 8-round magazine, stainless steel magazine. It's got the stainless steel magazine extension well. Yeah, magwell. Yeah, the extended magwell, stainless steel magwell, to make your journey back in a little easier. And it's been a long time since I had a, matter of fact, I think I've only had two other Commander size 1911s in my life. I had, of course, a Colt Commander back in the late 80s, I would say, that I carried. And later on, I foolishly let that go and got a Kimber, because at some point, Kimber was the thing to have in the early 90s, and so I had to have a Kimber. And I had that problem with the Kimber, which if you might have heard, I hate to rehash all my prior videos, but I had that guide rod snap in half on. Well, it didn't really snap in half. It just kind of broke, completely broke in two pieces in the middle of a training session at Gunsight. And it kind of cooled me on Kimber. At any rate, it wasn't a big deal though. Sent it to them. They sent me a new one. Actually, they sent me a new one, and then they asked me to send the other one back because I couldn't understand how it could break. They said they never had one break like that before. But at any rate, after that, I kind of got cooled on the Kimber, yeah, and moved on. But I've really been happy with the SIG I had. I'll put a link to that video. My full-size SIG in stainless steel. I've been so happy with that. I've had absolutely zero malfunctions with that firearm. And I thought, why not get a really nice carry gun made by SIG? So that's what we got here. It's 5-pound trigger pull, just like the other one. Overall, 7.7 inches. Overall length, height is 5.5 inches, and it's a 1.4 inch width, and the widest part are these grips, the G10 grips. I think that's where your width is. It has the ambidextrous safety on it, and very nice looking little beaver tail. And of course they're interesting looking, which a lot of companies are using this interesting looking combat trigger nowadays. Instead of it being round, it's kind of a triangular shaped deal. I think I'm really going to like this. I can't wait to get down to the range, and it's supposed to be above 50 degrees all week this week. That's where I'm going to go. One thing it doesn't have that my other SIG, and here's my 5-inch stainless steel SIG I was talking about, and if you'll notice, sorry I'm pointing this gun at you, but if you notice, the top of the SIG slide is a little different than most. It's got that real SIG look to it, which I kind of like. It's different. If you like SIGs, it gives it that same SIG look. Well, this gun, if you'll notice, isn't like that. This is conventional like the regular 1911. So it's kind of a problem, a little bit of a problem on holsters. You got to do a little shaping on your holster with this other gun because it's got that extra material there, and there aren't very many people making holsters for them. Eric Little makes them specifically for SIGs. You can order them from him, and he makes very nice holsters. You can order them from him specific to the SIG, but I kind of like that it lightens the gun a little bit, and I just think I'm really going to enjoy this gun. And what I did is, back to the Glock, here I've got this is actually my 20 short frame. And if you follow my channel at all, you'll know I picked up before the election, because I was kind of concerned about the Wicked Witch of the West winning. I picked up that Glock 21 short frame. So I'd have an extra 45 in the 21s. And I found that while I love the short frame in the 10 millimeter, I love this gun. Fantastic gun, by the way. This is a fantastic gun. I really didn't like the short frame in the 45 because I'd shot the 21 so much. And this was different enough with the impulse being so different from the 10 millimeter versus the 45. I was all right with it, but I didn't like going back and forth on my 21s, and I thought really I should just get rid of the short frame 21-45 Glock. And so I took it in to get rid of it, and this is what came back. So I ditched that because I didn't want to confuse my hand and my muscle memory and myself with my 21s that I use all the time. Of course, my 10 millimeter here, I don't carry this gun, so it's more of a range gun for me. And of course, I could use it for hunting up here, perfectly legal. But at this point, I'm not carrying it, so I don't put enough time in there for that. And it's got a different impulse, so it's a totally different thing. I was just worried about my 21. My 21s I spend so much time carrying, worrying about that short frame versus the full size. I really like the full size because it gives me a little extra space to put my palm on those. And I've trained enough with it. I'm really comfortable with it. And I was worried I was going to kind of screw myself up. So that's why we picked this up. I think I'm really going to enjoy this gun. I've enjoyed my other SIG, and I got a very good deal on it because it had been sitting in the gun shop for a bit. Didn't quite turn for them as fast as they'd wanted to, and I just got off the SIG website, and I don't think they make this combination of the gray anymore. They make it in a dark earth. They make it in a dark earth, but not in the gray two-tone. So, love it though. And one of the nice things about the SIG, before I get to the end of my program here, one more thing to mention. One of the nice things about the SIG is this one, you're pretty much set up with everything you want. You got the night sights, nothing worse than, and then of course that's the old story with Glocks. You buy it and the first thing you have to do is spend $100 and some bucks putting decent sights on it. Here you got the SIG night sights on it that come. You've got the ambidextrous safety. It's really got, and the grips, these fantastic grips. It's got everything I want right there. I'm not going to have to add anything to this. So the guns are a little more expensive because you're talking $1,000 for a gun like this. A little more expensive, but you get those extras. So you don't have to put that extra money in afterwards. So, and I've seen these regularly on sale here and there, you know, between $900 and $1,000 in the SIG, depending on. All the SIGs are pretty much the same price. They got a couple of them that are a little higher, but they're all pretty much the same price. And I think I'm really going to enjoy this gun. There you go, guys. There's Sunday Evening Gun Chat. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. And right now, as an incentive to get you to subscribe to my channel, I'm having a little contest called the American Gunfighter 5,000 sub giveaway, where I'm giving away a $350 gift certificate to Brownells. And all you have to do to get in my contest is, number one, you got to subscribe. Yeah, because how else am I going to get to 5,000 subs unless you subscribe? Number two, like this video. And number three, in the comment section down below, just type in, "Nice SIG 1911, Mr. Holster." Why, thank you. Yeah, it is. I like it. I think I'm really going to enjoy this. Now it's off to Andy Artunian for some leather. Yeah. Till next time, guys. Why not subscribe and get in the contest? It was a great weekend here. Thanks for spending the very end of it with me. Go out, stay safe.